Hello and welcome back to the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championships 2018 here in Japan. I'm joined with Jerome McHale and Robert Boyajin, and we're here for the third and fourth playoff match.
So, you know, in the Olympics, there's only room on the podium for 3.
Yes.
Any lower than that, no medal for you. And that is very much the case here at the World Championship as well.
Yep.
You're not taking any hardware home if you don't win this match right here. So this obviously means that we have our result from the Bodan Temnik and Francesco match from before.
Indeed.
And the winner was indeed Bodan and his Altergeist deck. So the finals for later are set. It's Trick Stars versus Altergeist. We got the Blue Angel and Ghost Girl decks.
Yeah, no,
I don't think they played each other in the TV series, so it's interesting to see how that's going to shape up. But for right now, we've got Goki versus Sky Striker, our remaining 2.
Yep. So in terms of the win rate of that matchup, so Goki overall has been sat at 48% win rate, but against Sky Striker, it's favored.
It is.
Yeah,
Favorite for Goki.
66% Goki.
That's interesting.
I think he might have a little more trouble with this particular Sky Striker deck than the others, thanks to those main deck evenly matched.
Yeah, in addition to all the hand traps. The one thing that we've been I've been boasting about Junk's deck is also the main deck Twin Twisters, which this matchup they fall very short. But he can at least use them to fill his graveyard with more spell cards if he really wants. Like, for example, if he draws double Twin Twisters, he can go like play engage, chain Twin Twisters, discard a spell, destroy his own cards, at least get 3 spells in the grave to trigger it.
And it's good for, you can at least blow up your own area 0 with it.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yep.
And we saw in that last match, getting the Ray was an issue.
Yeah.
So it could be helpful here. It's one of those things that's, it's not really something you want to have to do, blowing up your own stuff, but it's one of those things that to pilot one of these decks, you have to know it.
Yeah.
And that's preparation, is knowing all the things that you can possibly do. And, just trying to think of situations where they might be useful.
Yeah, sometimes it is the correct move to do that. And it's the ability to be calm and identify that this, which looks on the surface to be some kind of suboptimal move, is actually the right path.
Yeah, for that reason, exactly, in the OCG, they started playing Mystical Space Typhon for a long time, the pure Sky Striker deck, because it's a better way to just trigger your own area 0.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just a lot of weird things can happen in a duel. And that's how things like, Magical Midbreaker Field coming up, for instance. Like, nobody ever played with that card, but now that you need to protect your own monsters from infinite permanence and Ghost Ogre and that sort of thing, all of a sudden, oh, let's grab this card from years ago and start playing it again.
Yeah. That card was definitely a sleeper. That one's so powerful, too. Stopping your opponent from interacting at all from their hand, basically, except for a few key cards.
Yes.
Big deal.
A lot of stuff. There's basically stuff to mess with draws, because you can't destroy, you can't target.
Yeah. Can't target or destroy. So things like Drone Lockbird work, Ghost Reaper works, Ash Blossom, right? That works, but like no Ghost Ogre, no Effect Veiler, no Infinite Impermanence, which are some of the biggest ones. Yeah. So it's pretty rough. You can Gamma as well, right?
Yeah, Gamma, because it destroys. Speaking of Midbreaker Field, the only Goki duelist left who was playing Midbreaker Field, as far as I know, is Charlie Futch, who was a winner in his semifinal over on the Dragon Duel side, and he's side decking copies of that card. And his opponent for the finals later today will be Kai Hedinger of Germany.
Yeah, I actually have a cool story about what happened in Kai's match. He finished the match off with a Spell Striker.
Spell Striker, the level 3 guy from the video game.
600 attack monster.
Yeah.
That card fills a lot of roles, I guess. It's level 3. That's a warrior too, right? You can reinforce the army for it. Yep. So
Rhoda for it and then banish the Rhoda.
Yeah, it's a little rough because you need to play spells, but I guess if you're playing, is he playing the Sky Striker engine as well, or maybe?
No, he's not.
Oh, okay, yeah. It would be interesting with the Sky Striker cards, right? Because you can easily fill your graveyard with spells, even though it seems counterintuitive that you want to banish them if you're also playing Sky Striker cards.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the one issue with that card is it might be a little hard to meet the condition every game, but when you do, it's great.
Well, I mean, you always have rematch, right?
Yeah, but that usually it's starting your combo that's the issue, right?
Is
Not
it?
Extending it.
I thought this was being used more as an extender.
Oh, that could be true. I don't know. Oh, he also
He's just got the 1. I think he'd want more if he was going to use it as a starter.
I guess that could be true. I guess it could be just a value reinforcement of the army target. That's what it probably is, and that makes a lot of sense because every single time you draw the Rhoda, you'll for sure have the card in the graveyard.
Right.
That makes sense.
We have 2 different Goki decks coming up here. There's Charlie's is very standard. Like, there's not really a whole lot there that you haven't seen before.
Yeah.
But Kai's is very interesting with the Spell Striker.
Yeah. Standard isn't always bad though, right? Standard's consistent. What were you saying?
He actually managed to tag somebody in time with it. That's how he.
Oh, the Spell Striker.
Yeah.
Is that how you won it?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
All right. Looks like our 3rd, 4th duelists are ready to begin. Dice are being rolled as we speak. And we'll see who gets to start to duel.
All right, well, after a swift exit from the semifinals, Jung is now playing for pride and a trophy against Francesco Simoncelli.
Francesco obviously was very kind of emotional after the previous match, so hoping he's been able to compose himself just like every duelist needs to do.
Yeah, Jung was very, very calm throughout his top 4 match, although it felt very one-sided the majority of the game.
Yeah.
He probably knew how that was going to go most of the time, so like how much can he expect?
And Francesco's just, he's got that grin on his face, the not good grin.
Yeah. It's not a good grin.
Set monster. Oh, he's one of the few players in the tournament who's still playing an autonomous action unit. I can see it in his opening hand. Yeah, it looks like he might. Oh, no. I thought he was just going to set a card, but normal summon Risk Scorpio.
Does he have another Goku to discard for, no, I guess he...
I don't think so.
Headbat there.
He's just going to pass. Wow.
That is not what you want to see going first as a Goki duelist.
Young only has hand traps in terms of monsters, though.
Yeah, we had that issue last time around, not being able to get to Ray or any of the Link monsters.
Yeah.
Francesco's grin went from upset grin to relieved and also partially excited grin.
Yeah, while both these duels definitely want to win to get that trophy, you can tell it's a little bit of a lighter mood than it was in top 4.
Yes.
Spell card comes down next. It's Instant Fusion.
Yeah. A Dragon Knight in a can.
Yeah, let's see if he pulls out the Dragoness or actually invoked Raijin.
Oh, he's playing Raijin?
Oh.
No, I'm not sure which. It is Dragoness, yeah. But we've seen both in the deck lists.
Yeah, true.
But he is playing Dragoness.
Yeah. I do wonder how they fit in the can.
I don't know.
I guess that's what the 1,000 life points is for.
Yeah, it's paid in blood somehow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure it's just freeze-dried compressed magic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, makes sense. There's Isolate.
Yeah, shared ride in response to the Isolde.
I think that's the first time I've seen it on stream.
Yeah, me as well. But Imperial. Yeah. Simoncelli's hand, that's probably why he had the half grid. For Scorpio, goodness. Imperial Order probably gets you there against Skystrike.
Yeah.
Like, that's not that bad at all.
Yeah.
So Sure Ride would have allowed Jung to draw a card for every card that Simoncelli adds to his hand, but now it's doing no such thing.
I love Shared Ride. All of those cards that are all kind of like tour guide, underworld related are just hilarious.
Sangan's little trip.
Yeah.
Like Mistake and Arrest.
Mistake and Arrest, yeah, they're all really funny. Mistake's my favorite. The one where there's like a monster being dragged onto the forbidden bus. And he's like, no, I'm not supposed to be forbidden. Yeah, it's really funny. What's the one, what's the trap one? There's a trap one where you see Relinquished and...
oh, it's the one that's like
waving.
A security door
thing?
Yeah,
it's a security door.
It's not Relinquished, it's Thousand Eyes Restrict.
Thousand Eyes Restrict, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I forget which one it is, but I know the artwork.
You know the one?
Yeah.
Because there's a monster waving a tissue or something, isn't there, from behind the security door.
Oh, so Imperial Order costs you 700 life points during each standby phase and negates all spell effects while it's on the field. Unfortunately for Jung, that's basically his deck. It's mostly spells.
Yeah. So what can Jung do here to get rid of that Imperial Order?
He basically
now that it's established.
has to convince Simoncelli to banish it with evenly matched. Because all of his other removal is spell-based. And it's not an activated effect to pay life points, it's just a maintenance cost that you have to do every standby phase. So something like Ghost Ogre can't get rid of it. That said, he could at least keep Simoncelli off of what he's trying to do with that Effect Veiler.
Yeah. Effect Veiler, one of the cards to this day that I believe changed the game.
Yeah, the introduction of hand traps in general, the powerful ones such as Effect Veiler and Maxi, as soon as we entered around 2011, we saw those cards becoming mainstays.
So it's interesting. You might think that that's a gameplay design choice to have cards like that in the game, but it's actually from the anime.
That's awesome.
It was from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. There was a storyline where Yusei goes back to this Wild West town and finds Callan Kessler, the Infernity duelist, and he eventually faces off against the boss of the mining town in a mine. And the guy's strategy is to play this monster that lets you just send all of your spell and trap cards to the graveyard to do burn damage. He would just beat people on the first turn by playing this monster, set 5, send them all for 800 each, and beat you. And he tries it against Yusei, and Yusei's got Effect Veiler.
Oh, that's awesome.
And gets him. Still, Suprex into another Goki. Not bad.
Yeah, he can just beat down with this Imperial Order. He doesn't have to do too much more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as long as he puts Jung on a faster clock than he's on for Imperial Order, it should be a pretty easy game.
And it's by a sizable factor here.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't commit too much to the board and maybe get blown out by an evenly match, because all he has to do is really keep up the Imperial Order and just have another monster summon the following turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is also one reason why the Trickstar variant of this Sky Striker deck tends to have a little bit more game against stuff like Imperial Armor and Anti-Spell, because a single Candina can get you Lily Bell, and that's just any Nightmare monster. So Phoenix can blow up these cards, and then you can start going at it. Or you just change your game plan completely and just start beating down with Candina and Lycoris.
It's actually kind of amazing how much damage you can put out with just the monsters.
Yeah. I remember in, I think it was the top 4 of the NAWCQ, we saw someone basically get OTK'd by Candina into double Lycoris into double Reincarnation.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ouch.
It was really rough.
Ouch, ouch, ouch. And Jung's taking a little bit of pain here as well, as the Gokis attack directly. And that's a headbat there, I believe.
Yep.
You should never underestimate just how much damage modern-day decks can put on the board so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whether it be animal wrestlers or fairy pop idols.
Yes. Both of them are pretty strong.
There was an idol concert next door over at the Zozo Aquarium arena. Just last night, actually tonight as well. It's going to be going on during the finals.
That's awesome. Yeah, I remember seeing the fireworks last night, and then the aftermath of once the concert let out. Every single store, restaurant nearby was immediately filled with around 40 people.
Yes.
Yep.
We do hope you'll stay with us, though, during the finals.
Not the Pop Idol concert. Well, it could be. They both could involve Pop Idols.
In fact, they will, because we got a Trickstar in the final.
I think we're getting a translation or something.
Yeah, on Headbat it looks like.
Still working on Headbat. So while they're doing that, let's get you the text of Goki Headbat as well. It's in your hand. You can send another Goki monster from your hand to the graveyard and target a Goki monster you control. Special summon this card in defense, and if you do, the target monster gains 800 attack until the end of the turn. Card sent to the graveyard from the field. You can add a Goki card from your deck to your hand except Headbat. You can only use each effect once per turn. So I saw a... was that a die that he had on the Suprex?
It seemed like for a minute there.
Yeah.
Yes. I do wonder what that is about, because there shouldn't be any real modifications to Suprex in this turn.
Maybe that's what the ruling clarification was for, at least the translation.
Yeah, it was whether or not you get the plus 800 from Headbat, if you just regularly special summon it. You do not, and that does save some life points.
Yeah, so although Young is playing Sky Striker, which we've said already struggles for damage, that Imperial Order is going to start doing a bit of a number on Francesco's life points if Young can stick around long enough.
Yeah, he really needs, he's got to get evenly matched. Like, that's the way into this game.
Yeah.
Banishes 2 to add Divine Sword back to his hand. And that's okay. I don't think we're getting any equipped Phoenix Sword beatdown, though, since it's not even going to give you that plus 300. He's considering what to link summon here.
I think he's trying to figure out how much he can do without being able to use rematch.
And that is true. Rematch, such a key card for here.
Yeah. It's very important in the combo.
Nightmare Goblin is the choice, and he does indeed activate its effect. This is a bit of a non-standard situation, so it stands to reason that there's a different line of play.
Usually you would just rematch and then go from there.
Now, it's only the search effects of Gokis that are once per turn, so he could get a Suprex with the Headbat and then get another big Goki, or any other Goki really, with the Suprex,
and then
use the extra normal summon for both. And you see he's got Octostretch.
Yeah, that means that he then has access to Firewall Dragon, right, with the Isolde and the 2 Gokis.
Yes.
And then with Goblin play, he can link it away for Mermaid, and then he has that Firewall Dragon, the first important trigger, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then from there, the world's probably his oyster. I think he could easily end with Tri-Gate Wizard up and Imperial Order, most likely. Which seems like enough to do it.
That does seem like the smart thing, though. Like, he probably knows that Jung main deck's evenly matched. I don't think that this escaped the eyes of the players throughout the tournament, so that seems like the wise choice here.
He doesn't need to full extra link either. No. I think just Tri-Gate Imperial Order is enough.
I agree.
Looks like he chose to just use the additional normal summon on Octastretch. He's going to link it away for Link Karibo. Trigger the effect of Octastretch. For Twist Cobra.
Interesting. Maybe he's just trying to wall up against attacks? I'm a little unclear. I definitely think that the Tri-Gate Wizard is the right thing to go for here.
Yeah, just in case of that evenly matched.
Yeah, maybe I'm missing something in that he couldn't do the full combo, but I feel like he probably could have.
He might run out of searches. I thought I saw another, like a bear hug in his hand. But was that could have been what he added with Isolde earlier. But yeah, the effect failure was used on the second effect, not the first. So he did get an add, and he can't play that monster this turn. So it could just be that he doesn't have enough gas.
Yeah, I guess after he... Well, he has Ibli in play. Oh, but he already uses his extra normal summon on Super X, so he can't resummon the Ibli.
Yeah.
That probably does it, actually. And then he can't get a... Yeah, he's actually probably one material shy, I think. Because he could summon like a Link Creep on one side, but that just wouldn't matter because he already has Mermaid at the top. So he needs something to point either left or right. So he can do one, and then he'll have one extra material, but he can't do the last one, I think.
There is such a card, but I think its materials are a Cyberse Link monster, and it can't be used as Link material.
Well,
those two
Link
are...
Rebo is a Cyberse Link monster, but I don't think that they're playing that guy.
Nope. So he uses Link Karibo and Isolde to make Nightmare Phoenix. He's got protection from battle, protection from targeting, and spells are being negated right now by Imperial Order.
And the card that Young drew didn't look like a trap, but it's hard to see.
And he sets a monster face down. And some back row cards. And I guess he's just defending. It's probably another one of those, set my hand trap, go situations.
Yep.
As I said before, Francesco is ticking away with this Imperial Order. If Young can hold out long enough, it's going to be a large number of turns, though.
It's going to be tough with Suprex still in hand.
Yep.
And there he is. And he brings down. Gets negated by Infinite Impermanence, and it's in the same column as Imperial Order, so that'll be turned off for the turn. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Still, with a monster in the main monster zone, he still can't play any Sky Striker cards.
That's interesting.
Yeah, now Simoncelli can also just play rematch.
Yeah, that's interesting that he chose to negate the Imperial Order with Impermanence.
I think he was hoping that the Impermanence wouldn't need to be flipped for a turn.
Oh, well, that's going to help.
That he can Impermanence during his own turn.
Yeah, that shared ride, though, is going to help. As long as he can stay alive.
Yeah, let's see if he has Ghost Spell here. Yep,
he does.
Ghost Spell for rematch. Does he have a second rematch?
No, I think he's just got Autonomous Action Unit. Yeah, it's Autonomous Action Unit, Junk forward, and then 2 Gokis.
So Unicorn was used on the face down, which was shared ride. Retrieves Divine Sword Phoenix Blade. $1,500 life points is the cost on Autonomous Action Unit, right? It's cost 15?
$1,500.
Yeah, 1,500. Young got a card there from shared ride. Looks like Francesco is going to play the autonomous action unit. This is going to reduce his life points quite a lot.
That's old school. Like Magician's Force, old school. And Jugmaster is like, really? Okay.
What a card.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever wound up with that card in a deck. Like, I've looked at it quite a lot, and I've been like, I'm certain that there's something that can use this, but I've never felt a need to dedicate a card slot on it.
I remember at 2 instances I had that card in my side deck.
Yeah.
And it had a lot to do with Rescue Cat. Yeah.
Okay.
That was a very, very powerful thing to do.
Wasn't it dabbled with Zoo as well?
It could have been, but I think that by then there might have just been better cards. There's a Wiseman's Chalice.
That was Wiseman's Chalice. That was Shuffle Reborn.
Yeah.
Reborn as well, yeah. I think during that era where people were figuring out that Shuffle Reborn was the best autonomous action unit was tried at the same time.
That could have been it.
There's definitely been times where I've thought about putting autonomous action unit in a deck, though.
Firewall Dragon is here, and actually together that's 3,800 damage if he bounces. Sends Nightmare Goblin to the graveyard to get Nightmare Mermaid. Activates both effects. There's a special summon from hand, that's the Bear Hug. Special summon from deck is an Ibly. And then he'll shuffle up and get a draw.
Things are looking pretty good. Simoncelli after that Imperial Order.
Bear Hug down to 1,400 attack points. It's not co-linked. But I get the feeling it might not be long for the field.
I guess the one card he sort of has to worry about, I guess, is Ghost Ogre, right, on the Firewall if he chooses to bounce with it. But even then, it's not like he's very far behind.
Yeah, like he would still get the bounce out of it even.
Yeah.
And there he's got Nightmare Cerberus, so he doesn't have to worry about the Ghost Ogre either. Co-link monsters can't be destroyed by card effects anymore.
Yeah, there you go, that plays around the Ghost Ogre.
Bounces it.
Yeah. Jung
I wonder if it is Ghost Ogre getting that bounced. And goes to battle, attack, 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 and that does it for game one.
So, Francesco Simoncelli up 1 game here in our 3rd placement match.
Yeah, when I looked at these deck lists, I thought it was going to be heavily favored in Jung's case.
Yep.
And then I saw the Imperial Order, and I was like, I guess that's one way he could win.
Yeah, you know, you hit the 15% or whatever.
Yeah.
From time to time, and it's just ouch when it happens.
Yeah.
And
big ouch.
It just hasn't been Jung's day, though.
Yeah.
Like, that's exactly how his morning has gone so far.
Yeah.
Is whatever the one last thing is, it's there.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't summon a monster again, right?
That's true. At least this time he didn't have one, other than the hand trap monsters.
I don't think that's going to make him feel any better about it.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah, he's,
However,
not looking so happy while side decking here, I'm going to say.
Yeah, he does get a chance to get the Twin Twisters out.
Yeah. He'll definitely make some upgrades. He has more answers to Goki. He needs more cards going first, though.
So he's
like
got the
cards
borders.
like Wing Dragon Raw, Sphere Mode, for example, probably not the best. Yeah, he does have Inspector Border. He could try Positive Quizzes if he's just trying to like take out cards for things that might matter more. But yeah, once again, like not the strongest card.
No, not really. I kind of think the only swap I might make is the Twisters.
Yeah.
Like Twisters for the borders.
I can see
Maybe
that.
Retaliating Sea. If there's a hand trap that isn't as good in the matchup here.
Yeah. I guess Shared Right's fine going first. So he could probably keep that in. Maybe, well, we saw him just choose to go second, though. Maybe he's just going to side in the Sphere Modes and just choose to go second again.
That's also possible.
I don't think it's that bad, honestly. He has so many ways to deal with his opponent going first. That game, his opponent didn't really do much in the first place, but then Imperial Order plus just not having any way to start.
Yes. I think Imperial Order really was the
rough
deciding factor in that game.
And you can't really plan for that.
No.
It's a limited card, 1 per deck. Sometimes it just shows up.
Yeah, happens. But when players decide to play a limited card, then every now and again they're hoping it comes up in that correct situation.
You're drawing it because you want to get it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It looks like they have decided, at least, what they are going to do.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, at least Simoncelli has. I think Jung might be still.
You think he's struggling with the first or second decision? Because that's basically his side decking plan. Is
yeah,
you know,
it looked like
one.
he put in about like 6 to 8 cards though. It seems substantial. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like at least, it looked like at least 2 play sets of something.
Mm.
So I'm unsure.
So if we'd be going second, it'd be Retaliating Sea and Sphere Mode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you assume so.
So in that case, you know, if you put in 2 play sets of something, I guess he would be going second again.
Yeah.
Sticking with that plan.
Yeah, you could easily take out a full set of Twin Twisters, a couple shared rides, and just 1 more card.
Yeah.
Not sure what though.
Oh,
I mean, it could just really be anything. He could just slim on any of the Sky Striker cards, to be honest.
Do you need
Yeah.
Hercules base?
Probably not in this matchup, no. Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah, Hercules base is definitely for those like long, drawn-out games, right, where you need to shuffle back your resources. Yeah. Shark Cannon's fine, right?
You think Young was expecting to play against more Sky Strikers that were going to help him, you know, use that Hercules base to his own advantage?
I think he probably expected to play against decks like slower decks like Altergeist. Any deck where it's going to go long, right? Hercules base is pretty good. It's fallen out of favor recently, in the OCG at least, but it was a mainstay for a long time. So it just seems like one of those cards, if you have room for it, why not? Sometimes they side deck it, but not really. Shark Cannon's more of a side deck card for a while, but I think it's moved its way back into the main deck now that Sky Striker is the top dog.
Well, the choices have been made, and now we're going to see how they pan out.
Yep. Our judges just giving the decks one final shuffle. As you can see during the interlude there, you can see the number of people that were on the stage looking after this match. Translators, judges, chaperones, you name it. They're out on the stage.
The main stage.
Yep.
Simoncelli on match point here. 1 win away of taking home a nice trophy during our awards ceremony at the end of the day. In fact, all of our players are going to be getting some pretty neat stuff just for making it to the World Championship, including unreleased cards.
Yep.
I think they all get at least 1 box of Shadows in Valhalla.
Yep.
Yep.
I'll receive a box of Shadows in Valhalla, some sweet Japanese sets as well.
Get a
Couple
sneak
awesome
peek at
game
Soul
mats.
Fusion, I believe, and Hidden Summoners.
I believe so, yes.
We got some exciting stuff coming up this fall.
Yeah, Soul.
And
I'm
just
really
this
excited
month.
for Soul Fusion.
Soul Fusion are great.
Thunder Dragons look awesome.
Actually, there's a card in there that I really want for my Valkyrie deck. I want more ways to summon Valkyrie Dritta. And there is, in fact, a monster that can do that for me. And search a forbidden, in quotes, spell card while I'm at it.
I know which monster you're talking
Yeah.
about. Sweet one. Definitely a sweet one.
All right.
Oh, he drew a monster.
Yeah, he's going first. He's got multi-roll. He's got Ray. That's a vast improvement.
Yeah.
So Young, he's been able to summon a monster. He's in business at this point. Shizuku. Gonna go get the Widow Anchor.
No spells, though, so multi-roll is not doing much of anything. Shizuku, as a reminder, gets you a spell from your deck with a different name than every other card. A Sky Striker spell, rather. And it also reduces the attack of your opponent's monsters by 100 for each spell in your graveyard.
So similar to Kagari, but she increases the attack of your monsters.
She's more of a defensive form, fluid like water. Whereas Kagari is the one you see on Afterburners, just flying straight through something with a sword at supersonic speeds.
Yeah.
Activates Widow Anchor during the end phase.
Yeah.
So he can set it back to the field. And that's a good trick. If you're a Sky Striker player, I would definitely pick that one up if you don't already know about it.
Yeah, it's a really cool trick.
Simoncelli, all monsters.
6 monsters. He does have Junk Forward, though.
Now, I see 1 Octastretch. Does he have both?
I don't think so.
There's Marauding Captain in there.
Yeah, there's 2 other foil cards. I think one might be a Twist Cobra. I'm unsure what the other foil monster is, and then the one on the far right is not foil, but it doesn't look like Octastretch. I think the one on the far right is the Marauding Captain.
Junk Forward, level 3 Earth Warrior can be special summoned from your hand if you control no monsters. Takes a look at Ray there. She can come back if Shizuku leaves the field.
There's Twist Cobra.
And they are sent away for a Link Summon. He sold Chain Link 1, Twist Cobra Chain Link 2.
I'm just checking that Francesco is blocking the Isolade with the Twist Cobra's effect. Because it can make all the difference.
I guess he's considering right now whether he wants to use Widow Anchor now or wait for the second effect.
Yeah.
What do you think's more correct?
You gotta wait for the second effect. Your opponent's already used their normal summon and it wasn't on Super X, so you're already feeling good. So you want to make sure that they don't get any more monsters onto the field. Because right now Rematch is not live, and he would basically have to have he's gonna have to have Soul Charge, I believe, given his deck list.
So sorry, what are the merits of waiting to Widow Anchor on the second effect? Versus
Oh,
the first effect?
so that he gets the equip card out of his deck, can't use it later.
Oh, I understand. Okay, yeah. What's that?
Yeah, so you can't use the Isolade again.
Yeah. Well, he has the second equip, but
Oh yeah.
even
yeah,
then, it's just cost, right, to send the equip card.
Yes.
Yeah. So he could activate it either way. So then in that way, isn't it better to just shotgun it then?
Does he use it on the first one?
Yeah, because you just deny him a search.
Because they might have drawn the second one,
The second equip spell.
the second equip.
Oh, I understand what you're saying. Okay.
And you see,
Yep.
he does exactly that. And he does not get control of Isolde, though.
Yeah, does not have enough spells for that effect.
The other thing is the second effect is hard once per turn.
The take a monster? Or the negate
The
effect?
special summon from your deck.
Oh, I understand. That makes more sense. And it's, yeah, Widow Anchor doesn't negate the activation, right? Just negates
Right,
the
just
effect.
negates the effects of the monster.
Francesco here, not looking too happy with what he's managed to muster up.
It's not great, and with, I guess he still can defeat Shizuku in battle. However, that'll spring Ray back from the graveyard.
Young's got the ideal setup really here. He's got a Sky Striker Link monster. He's got multi-roll. Nothing more you really want as a Sky Striker player.
Some spell cards would be good.
Yeah, does he have Engage? Do we know he has Engage?
I have
He was
not
forced to
seen
search
it.
the Widow Anchor, right? So he'd have a defensive card during
Yeah.
Simoncelli's turn.
Yes.
So still, like, he could still just run out of gas here.
All right. And they're clarifying something here. I'm not 100% certain what it is. And he flips. Is that Eagle Booster?
No, that's Hercules.
Is that
base.
Hercules base?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he's
And
going
he
to get
flips
back
it
Ray.
so that they trade. He gets the spell card into the graveyard. They trade in battle, and then Ray pops back out.
Yep.
Nice.
Very good.
He can
Very
even
good
press for
indeed.
more damage here, right? Using Ray's effect during the battle phase.
Yeah.
Yep. It is a quick effect to tribute her, and you get to special summon one of your Sky Striker Link monsters from your extra deck. And you can basically get Kagari here for more damage. One thing to note, you can only special summon each of the Link monsters once per turn. It's not exclusively Link summon them once per turn. It's just something you have to keep in mind from time to time. So Kagari gets plus 100 for each spell in your graveyard, and also gets you a spell back from your graveyard and when you summon her. That's an attack armor. I kind of like the samurai style coat that she has on it. It almost looks like Legendary 6 Samurai Shien's
A little
coat.
bit,
A
yeah.
little bit, yeah. And then he swaps it out for Shizuku. But she gets hit by Infinite Impermanence.
Yep, and it's in the same column as multi-roll.
Very well done
That
by
is good.
Simoncelli, placing his Impermanence in the right place.
And it's very likely here that Jung doesn't have any more defensive cards because he was forced to search Widow Anchor last turn. If he had a defensive card, he probably would have just searched Engage so he could get the ball rolling.
There goes Francesco's second jump forward that he started with.
And this time he's got Suprex. Suprex summoning 1 Octastretch. How many does he play? 2 Octastretch?
I would assume so. 2 is the standard. Yeah. Yes, 2 copies.
I saw at least one person shave on it and only play 1. I think in the Dragon Duel.
Oh, the only person, yeah, I'm unsure. I think even the Japanese player who was playing like the Dark Hero Sky Striker version of the deck also played 2 Octastretch. I think that one is kind of one that's really hard to slim on.
Yeah, it's
I think
so
you can slim on basically all the other ones, but that one is the hardest one. Even Suprex. I've seen less Suprexes. For example, I think that deck only played 1 to 2, but drawing Octastretch is a bit of a beating.
So we see our second round of Isolde. It is 2 Tales of the Noble Knights after all.
Yeah, what a great picture as well. Artwork, should I say. Great artwork.
That's definitely a story that you should look up. It's really sad.
Yeah. One awesome thing about, we're talking about Isolde artwork, I know that there is a Korean exclusive game mat with Isolde on it.
Interesting.
Wow.
It's a Link Reigns pack release game mat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, did they do a release celebration for
I think
that,
so,
or a
yeah.
sneak peek?
Yeah. And I think it's the only territory that has a Isolde game mat right now, but it's a good looking one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Pretty jelly about that. I'd like an Isolde.
Well, I mean, we've got some more Noble Knight cards coming up in Soul Fusion. At
Anything can
least
happen.
one of them might make a pretty nice game map. Goki rematch comes down next. And it looks like he has not used the second effective Isolde. Special summon Octastretch and Twist Cobra. Do you think he drew the other Octastretch?
Possibly, but I don't see it in his hand.
Maybe he's saving it for something later, or trying to get like an extra firewall trigger or something.
He's got a plan.
But requires just a little bit more thought.
Yeah.
He's banishing Junk Forward and Old Isolde to get Phoenix Blade. Both Link monsters pointing to that center monster zone.
Gonna Link summon Nightmare Goblin. Activates the effects of his Goki.
Looks like he's thinking about activating the effect of the Nightmare as well. But he does not. It's a search only. Headbat gives you another special summon.
I feel like both players are kind of in this tense moment where, you know, Francesco's playing through his combo and hoping that Young has nothing as he's going through.
Yeah, well, it doesn't seem like Young has had much so far.
No.
Yep, searching that Widow Anchor. Typically a telltale sign.
I do wonder what those other cards are, though. The face downs.
What they could be. He has copies of Infinite Impermanence and Evenly Matched have been by far the most popular trap cards this tournament. Those are the other trap cards he has. He doesn't really board anything else or side deck anything else that might be brought in.
So if one of them's got to be Impermanence. Would you even set Evenly Matched?
No, definitely not.
I don't think I've ever set it.
Yeah. His other card could just be like a Jamming Waves or something like that, right?
Yeah.
We saw him have a Hercules base set.
That's true.
Yeah, so it's probably just some Sky Striker card that he hasn't had an opportune time to activate, and Jamming Waves seems like it would be the big one.
Oh, it's a second Widow Anchor.
Oh, that's interesting.
And he uses it once again on the second effective Isolde.
So maybe he was just being extra careful searching the second Widow Anchor.
Very interesting.
Well, he managed to shut down both of the Isolades.
Well, that does put a bit of a hamper in what Simoncelli is trying to do here. He does have at least one more summon available to him, but I think the biggest loss is the 2 materials worth. Oh, that's right. No, he doesn't have 3 spells, so he doesn't get to take control of it.
spin away that set card with Unicorn because he has a read that it's likely not something that can be activated.
Yeah, it can't be targeted because it's or Unicorn and Goblin can't be targeted because they're co-linked. Yeah, it always seems Sky Striker decks always have 3 spells in the graveyard, so when they don't, it's always surprising to me a bit.
Francesco here really looking like he's starting to take the reins of this game. He was a little bit unsure while Young had those face downs, but now there's nothing standing in the way apart from that Shizuku.
For exactly what you said before, Jerome, I think that was the reason so many duelists were playing Foolish Burial Goods and Mental Foes Fusion.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a long time, but they eventually dropped those for just more interaction.
We haven't seen it at all. No Mental Foes Fusion here.
I think there was one player who was playing that.
There was one player?
Yeah, just one player. He didn't make the top cut though.
I do like that we were giving out the Millennium Item dice.
Yes.
The players here as well.
Yep.
See that Millennium Puzzle die indicating how many spells have been used.
They're very, very cool, those ones.
One thing they do like is that everybody has their own cool stuff in their area, so there really is a reason to just travel around if you have the means to do so.
No, definitely. Yeah. I think that's also one exciting part about playing the World Championship specifically is that you can play with any language cards.
Yeah.
So you get to see players who have like all sorts of things in their deck. Like we see a lot of the cards in Jung's deck, for example, have that it's like a special, almost like DT rarity looking on top of the Sky Striker cards, or there's a lot of like Prismatic Secret Rares, or we see like
Shatterfoil, I think is.
Oh yeah, it's similar to Shatterfoil, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
All right, so we got Nightmare Goblin taking a bow in place of Nightmare Mermaid.
As you know, big fan of the dual terminal cards. We spent a lot of time in Akihabara over the week trying to find a specific one, but still didn't manage to track it down.
You could just get dual Lawrence.
Yeah, I know. It's got to be Trishula, though.
Just going to special summon a Goki Headbat off of the Firewall Dragon, and then Nightmare Corruptor Ably comes down from the deck thanks to the effect of Nightmare Mermaid.
This is certainly trouble for Young.
Yeah.
Yeah. He went from having some stuff to not a lot of stuff, and Francesco's gone the opposite way.
6 monsters, not exactly the worst hand with Goki.
No.
Yeah, when you have stuff like Junk Forward and Super X, all those, it's kind of hard. I saw a couple players playing the Goki deck that was using Fossil Dig and Gilasaurus as well.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, yeah, that's right. I remember seeing Gilasaurus.
Yeah, that was clever.
I think Jesse Cotton was playing that version too.
Yeah, and he did make the top 8.
Yeah. Yeah. Just more ways to accelerate level 3s into play, more monsters. It's similar to the hero variant, or the one that plays Armageddon Knight and Destiny Hero Malicious. Just more ways to do stuff. It's going to activate a bunch of effects: Nightmare Goblin, a Goki Search, and the Firewall Dragon trigger. All chain onto each other.
All right, so Search will happen first.
I think the Goblin is second, and finally the Firewall Dragon last.
The extra draws off of Divine Sword Phoenix Blade they're really something.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't seem like a whole lot at first, because you're like, oh, well, you're always discarding this. You're always discarding, but it's like Sinister Serpent. It just keeps coming back, except it's all these times in the same turn instead of just each standby.
I think it's just converting resources that already had an advantage given, being the Goki monsters in the graveyard, into even more advantage, which is just crazy. Being able to get, one advantage from them, and then later on get even more.
He's going to use his additional summon on Moran and Captain, and then use its effect to special summon Goki Twist Cobra from his hand.
I don't believe there's been any battle quite yet.
Definitely is going to be, though.
Yeah. He activates Called by the Grave to banish Ray.
It looks like Jung's considering using Ghost Bell, I believe.
That's basically his only defense is that Ray, so he's got to keep it around. Uses Ghost Spell.
I think he's considering.
Let's see in a second.
Smiling about something interesting. Came up.
Yeah.
Lets it go.
Yeah, he looks pretty happy about this.
I mean, how much does that Ray? The Ray matters in terms of that he might not be able to game him this turn, but other than that, does it really matter that much at all?
In the grand scheme of things,
Yeah,
I don't think it will, which is likely why he let it go. And he reduces Shizuku's attack using Underclock Taker. I think it's the first time I've seen its effect used in this particular event.
Yes. I think that's the first time I've seen its effect used ever, actually.
Really? You haven't played any Mech Knight Invoked?
I did not play much against that. No.
So one of the common combos in that deck is to have Underclock Taker pointing to Invoked Purgatrio.
Oh, that's cool.
So you reduce their thing and then whack them really hard once and take out the rest of their monsters.
That's
and just kind of OTK them that way.
So the reason Francesco was chuckling away is because he actually had a second call by the grave.
Yeah?
Yeah. So...
And he did. Looks like he did indeed use it.
Yeah, there's not a lot in the way of this field right now.
So the Shizuku was down to, I believe, 200. And I'm not exactly certain how many spells are in Jung's graveyard right now. It's not many. It's like 1 or 2 at most.
Don't you just love Yu-Gi-Oh! The way that, like, Underclock Taker, you just said you've not seen that being used for ages, and Francesco, you know, he knew it was an option to him, and he was able to just still think about that while he's getting through this combo.
Yep.
It's amazing.
And the best part is,
that finishes
with the
it
Twist Cobra, he gets the 16 from the Twist Cobra attack, and then when Ray Scorpio attacks, he can just tribute off Twist Cobra to add another 16 on.
Yeah.
And double up those attack points. And he does, in fact, get it.
Yep. So Simoncelli has won his trophy.
Yep.
Yep.
He has made 3rd place. He'll be part of our award ceremony later on and receive his hardware.
Awesome. Yep. Don't feel too bad for Jung, though. He still walks away with the World Championship prize card.
Yeah, he
That's
does.
true, he does. And all that other cool stuff.
Yeah.
I don't even know quite everything we're giving him,
And
but
the
it's a
goodie
lot of
It's a
stuff.
big list. I've seen the
And
list.
it's pretty
and
darn
I
good.
can't remember it all.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, I'm really excited to check out the game mats because the game mats are always tied to the World Championship cards. Yeah,
right.
I actually haven't seen them yet. Yeah.
I haven't seen the World Championship cards yet.
Yeah,
No, neither
neither
have
have I.
No. I was just talking with Matt earlier, and he's not seen me.
And
no one's seen them.
yeah, this weekend, though, you can also get your own cool World Championship swag if you're playing in our World Championship celebrations all throughout the world.
Yep.
You got those nice little envelopes with some
Yep.
cool things for you, among other stuff.
Dark Magician promo, a Blue Eyes White Dragon promo. There's also a
Yep.
game mat and a deck divider, which I'm a big fan of.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it has
I like
a nice gold stamp on it, similar
Okay.
to last year's World Championship envelopes.
Envelope.
Yeah.
I like the deck divider as well.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Big
it
fan.
looks awesome.
Yeah, I haven't
Really
seen any
does.
of this. I
really?
was just stuck in my office working on all of the other world stuff and all the other things we're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the deck divider is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It has last year's World Championship prize card on Second
Okay.
Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's good looking.
And I got to see the Dark Magician and Blue Eyes cards this morning.
Yeah?
They look awesome.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
the 20th
fantastic.
anniversary secret rare.
Yeah,
Red
with
name,
with a stamp
red
on
name.
it.
Boston. Yeah.
Parallel secret, yep, embossed 20th anniversary logo.
Very cool.
Sweet ones.
Looks really good.
Well, I will have to see if I can lay eyes on those
Yeah.
at some point in between now and the next time we see you.
Yep.
Which is going to be later this afternoon. We're not back until the finals, like
No.
the actual finals begin.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the next time you see us will be to decide well, actually, no, won't the Dragon Duel be first?
Yeah, so we're going to do Dragon Duel first, and then we're going to switch over to Duel Links,
Yep. So
Yeah.
you'll see the other 3 guys over there.
and then we will have the finals Trickstar versus Altergeist for the All Ages event to decide who is the World Champion 2018.
Yeah, what an interesting match that will be.
Yep. It's shaping up to be a thrilling finale to the 2017-2018 competitive season.
Yeah.
And we hope you'll come back and join us for us.
Yeah.
See you then.
See you soon.